Hey everybody, my name is Charlie, and this is a quick preview look at Cruise Ship Manager. It's a new indie game by a Polish developer named Image Power, and they reached out, sent me out a key and said, hey, check out our game, and it looks pretty interesting, so I figured, hey, let's check it out and share it with you guys and see what you guys think too. So we'll go ahead and hit play, and we have world settings here. I think I'm going to leave pretty much everything normal, but I am going to turn the tutorial off because I think I can probably explain it good enough, at least for this video anyway. I might regret this later, but we'll see. And again, if you guys like this game, let me know down in the comments if you want to see more of it, because I'm always open to, seeing more of the things that you guys want to see more of. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play here. And this is a game all about managing your own cruise ship, or at least your own cruise ship organization. You start with a very small ship, and you have to, work your way up to the bigger ones, right? And so we're going to start here at this dock that's here. This is our harbor options panel, and this is our ship that we have currently. We need to increase and basically configure it how we want to. We start with $30,000 in money, and we have two resources we need to keep a look at. This is provisions, which are food used by services like the bar, restaurants, and the pub. Without provisions, the services will be unavailable to the passengers. So you need to make sure we have enough provisions for the trip. And then we also have enough fuel, of course. We must make sure we don't run out of fuel, because if we do, the cruise ends. And obviously people are going to be very upset about not reaching the destination. And we have a destination here. As we travel towards our destination, this will fill up as like a percentage progress. So it kind of gives us an idea of how much longer that destination is. As we go, you'll see the max passengers here, a number of crew we have, as well as this other one here, which is our work slots. Okay, so first let's go to our cruise planner. So the couple of things we want to look at in the cruise planner, we can see a level of difficulty and the goal that we're looking to achieve here. So if I was to go to Messina, for example, we're going to be starting in Barcelona, and we're going to head on down to here, okay? If we do this, we'll be rewarded 148 reputation, which helps us to unlock new places, as you need reputation to be able to go to a lot of these other places that are around here. We have a advertised length, so this is about how long the cruise will be. And what we're looking for here is essentially what types of things do we need on this cruise, right? So if I hover over top of this, it's going to say special rooms diner. We're going to need a diner here, and crew members to hire up to 15. All right, so I think this is an okay one. If we want to go to Athens, though, then you can see that we have fitness room and pub. We don't really have access to the fitness room just yet, and as you'll see, we pretty much only have pub and diner. So we're going to go ahead and travel to Messina first, and we'll confirm that cruise. This is probably the simple, easy one to start with. You can start with Athens if you'd like to. When I was testing things out, I did start with Athens. It is possible to be successful with that right away if you want to. So the difficulty for this is considered 2 stars. We're looking for a 2.5 star rating for our passengers. As long as we do this, we're looking pretty good here, okay? Let's go to build mode. So this is the part where we get to configure our cruise ship. Now, at the moment, we don't have a whole lot of stuff that we can use for the ship. All we have are stairs, but eventually later we'll be able to get elevators and stuff, and I'm hoping that maybe makes things a little easier to organize. At the moment, the red areas are areas that are completely inaccessible, and that is obviously not acceptable. So we're going to need to get stairs so that we can essentially access this area if we want to. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get us access to all these different rooms. We're going to go to utility, go to stairs. It costs us $1,000 to put stairs in. And stairs goes, of course, from one floor to the other. So we'll have to raise it up like this. So I'm going to say there. Now, with that being done, everybody comes in here, the lower levels, and then they have to move up here. They get to this floor, and then they move up to this floor. So now they're on this floor, but they can't reach this one. Now, unfortunately, we need to get access to the top floor on this because this is where our captain is going to be. This is the bridge, and we need to control the ship. The ship goes from right to left. So I'm going to need to place the stairs in here, but instead of placing it here, maybe I can place it in a place where I don't actually waste anything. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to place a crew cabin right here next to the bridge, okay? And then I'm also going to, I think, place 2 crew cabins here and, in here, right? So the idea being I want crew to stay on a variety of different floors so that they don't have to, start at the bottom and then work their way all the way up to get where they're working, I can spread them out a little bit. Now, I don't have the ability to tell each crew member which cabin to go to, so they'll go to any cabin they want, but this gives me a better chance of having people accessible to respond to emergencies and things as we go by just having them up like this. Okay, so I'll probably go ahead and put one more crew cabin right down here and call that good. Now I need stairs, and I'll place those stairs right here. I'm hoping that that lets me... Whoops, not right here. Whoops, that's not what I want. Let's go to sell room. We're gonna sell this room. Back to $1,000 for that one. Okay, we want to go up to here, and I was kind of hoping... Yeah, see, it doesn't look like I can actually avoid... And it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to avoid wasting a little bit of space here. Okay, so what we can do with this is actually pretty nice, is we can move rooms as well. So I can say this room is not where I want it anymore. Let's bring it back down here. Okay, here we go. And then maybe this room isn't where I want it anymore either. Let's bring it back down here, okay? Now this room is going to come up to the top. And we go like this. And now we have access to the top area, okay? Maybe we can have... I still kind of want a crew cabin up here, though, to be honest. Let's just move this a little bit more, and we'll stick this crew cabin right here. That's just going to be where it is. So our wasted space is going to be on this floor here, which is... It's fine. As we level things up, things could get better, maybe easier for us. In fact, let me just really quick try something here. If I wanted to... No, there's no way I can use that space. Okay. So I'll put this back over like this, and... we'll just waste this little bit of space instead. You know what? This isn't bad. We can have these guys on the bridge. They can stay here. And then as they come over, they can get up there. That's not bad. Okay. All right. This is what I want for my crew cabins then. So we've got $20,000 left. We have access to all floors. Let's take a look at some of the things that we can put in here. At the moment, there's nothing for entertainment. So this is going to be a fairly boring cruise for the start, but as we level up and stuff, we'll be able to unlock new types of rooms. For services, we have a pub and a diner. Well, I'm going to put the pub, which is going to cost me $7,500 right away, which is kind of a big deal. We're going to put this pub, I think... we can put it in the middle floor like this. You know what? Let's keep it here. This is pretty close to where all the crew is going to be, so I want this to be there. So this is the Under the Keel pub. Very nice. And then the next thing is a diner. And the diner I'm going to place, I think, on this floor right here. All right, so we got the diner and the pub on different floors, and that's it. Final thing to get is the small cabin. You have the small cabin right-sided version and the small cabin left-sided version. And I'm not entirely sure what the real difference between these two things are. They seem like they are exactly the same, but they might have a different look to them. So let's take a look here. We got the left-sided version like this and the right-sided version like this. Pretty much the only difference here, it looks like, is just what side the bed's on. Okay, fair enough. We're going to place, I guess we'll go with the right-sided cabin on this one, and then we'll do another left-sided cabin over like this. Okay, so we got people can live in here. Now, as we add these guest cabins, we are also unlocking the ability to have more guests. Now, at the moment, we have a max passenger count of 4. We want to put as many passengers as possible here because that's how we make our money. Now, I did add a pub, and I didn't have to. I could have loaded this up with more passenger slots, but the more services you offer to your guests, the more money you can make from this, right? Because they're going to visit all types of services. So I don't want to have everybody all in one and then I have nothing to do. So I need to give them a variety of things to do, and that's ultimately why I went with this. All right, so let's say we add a left-sided one here and then a right-sided one right here. Now, we're going to run out of money after one more cabin, and so I'm going to place that last one here. Now, we only have $500 left. So this is currently our cruise ship. We have enough space for 12 crew members, and we can have 7 max passengers on this. Okay, we have 8 work slots, so this is good. We have the ability to have more crew members than work slots. It's a very important thing because crew are going to get tired and they're going to want to rest. And they also have a variety of different skills, and you can move them around as the cruise goes. So let's take a look at crew employment. So here we have a for hire screen, and there's a lot of different dollar values on these guys and what they charge. But they also have a lot of different skill sets. And over here, you have the facilities on your ship. And each of these different facilities is good for a certain skill priority. So for example, a bartender would be very nice to have gastronomy as well as service. Gastronomy being basically an understanding of food and drink, right? So that's a very good thing to have as a bartender, as well as good service skills. So people with good gastronomy and service skills are somebody that we would want to hire and have them in the bar. So we can take a look through this. Vendetto is a little bit expensive, but he does have leveled up skills, and technically people who are really good at things will most likely have leveled up skills. The one thing I like about Vendetto, though, is he's got really good organization skills and really good engineering skills. And this is great for the captain, because the captain is going to steer the ship, and the better your captain is, the less fuel your ship will use. And that is also true for the engineer. The better your engineer with their engineering skill, is all that matters, the less fuel you'll use, which means you'll have to pay less for fuel. You won't have to refuel as much, which is going to save you money. So it's possible this guy's going to pay for himself. I'm going to hire him. That's one guy down. We have up to 12 more to go. We have 8 work slots. I'm going to hire probably 10 people, I think, here. It's good to have 2 extras because they also have things they need to do that are not posted to jobs. And also, you can have them just rest. But there's other things to do besides these jobs. We have organization and engineering here for Barber as well. So these two could switch between the 2 different jobs and, maybe take turns being captain and things like that. 63 is kind of high. We also have gastronomy here. Although not great on service, they do have a really high gastronomy here. So I can swap her between jobs. So the interesting thing about the jobs is that they'll work in a job, let's say cook, for example, which just only matters about gastronomy. And as they work, this skill will start to get exhausted. And eventually they'll get down to this battery icon above their head that says they're exhausted of this job. So what you can do is you can either send them to rest at their cabin, which they'll recover twice as fast, or you can send them to a job that uses a different skill set. And they'll recover this skill set while using the other one. So you can constantly keep them busy. So Barbara's going to be nice because I'll be able to put her as a cook and then swap her out for a captain position. And then Vendetto can then go and do something else. So maybe he'll go down and do like a waiter or something, which is what will let him recharge his organization and engineering skills. Okay. So let's find a really good engineer if possible. And I'm looking at level 2 here with Bertha. Let's find somebody. Can we find somebody cheap here too? They will level up over time eventually. So you don't have to pick people that are really expensive, of course. This person's got a level 2 engineering. This little line underneath this is how close they are to leveling up. So I actually kind of like Alberto here. He doesn't have the best of skills, but he's very close to leveling up on that engineering skill. So I'm going to grab him. And then let's grab some cheap people here we can upgrade later. 44, 39. Let's go 48. And let's say we go 50 here. You've got service skills pretty good. We'll go like that. So we've hired, 7 people? We need like probably 3 more. So let's say we take, this is good engineering, organization. Gastronomy is level 4 on this person. Bertha, you're hired. We got another, is that another Bertha? You got 2 Berthas now? No, just the one. Okay. And then service is level 3 here. I like this person. Go Stephanie. And then one more. Let's get one more. And I think we'll go with maybe Raphael here. Oh, no, you right here. Roxanne. Yeah. You're almost level 3 on gas. Okay. So that'll be who we hire for now. We have 10 crew members and we have 8 work slots. I think this is going to work out really well for us. Okay, back to the harbor. So we have everybody we need, kind of. Next is to sell tickets. Now, if we want to sell tickets at the 100% price, we can totally just hit this button and it'll sell. But if we want to sell tickets at a higher price, we could do so. We'll just need to maybe add a little bit of advertising to it. So it's net negative for the most part, unless we're charging a lot more above sticker. For this first one, I think I'm going to go with 123. I think that seems fine. And we'll add some flyers here. If I go 123 instead of the expected 112, for 7 tickets, that's not going to pay for itself. So I'm not going to bother with it. We're just going to keep it at this. And maybe I'll even reduce it down to like 110 just to make sure we sell those 7 tickets. And I think we'll just go ahead and hit this. We did get the 7 tickets. That worked out pretty well. And we're going to earn $770 in cash. Now, we could spend that right away. That's already added to our bank. But after you sell the tickets, you can't change anything about your cruise. So everything's kind of locked in now. So the only thing you can use this money on at this point is the resource market. And at the moment, we really don't need to do that because we have a lot of fuel and a lot of provisions. But as we play more cruises, we're going to be using these supplies, and they do not refresh between cruises. So we'll have to come here and add more resources if we want to be successful in this. Since this is a fairly short cruise, I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay. This is over here is going to tell us how much fuel we're using per second. Oh, and it gives us sort of a real-time, this many minutes, if you're playing at one-time speed. This is how much fuel you have left over. In this case, it's about 24 minutes, which is more than enough that we need for this cruise. But we can actually improve this further by having a really good captain and a really good engineer. Okay, it's time to set sail. Let's go. So at the start of the cruise, we're going to go ahead and hit pause really quick so we can stop the time. And we have our boat right here, and it's all out in the water now. So the first thing we want to do is assign our workers to specific jobs. Now we have all of our crew cabins are over here, and all of our regular guest cabins are near the back over here. And we have a couple of service positions, and we have these little icons. And this means that there are work posts that are not currently assigned. So we need to make sure that we assign all of them. Remember, we have 10 workers and 8 job posts. So let's go to the management tab really quick. And we want to find the right people for the right job. So first thing I'm going to do is I think get the captain part out of the way. So we're going to go to organization, and we see that Klaus has the best organization, almost level 4, which is pretty good. There's also Barbara. Now, Barbara has engineering to go along with this organization skill. And so I feel like that is probably the better captain. So we're going to have Barbara be the captain. Okay. So Klaus, you have entertainment. You're level 3 in both gastronomy and service, and you're really very close on service. So I think what I might do for Klaus actually is bring you down into being a bartender. Because a bartender really needs to know food and drink as well as have good service. So there you go, the bartender position. Raphael Mango is okay at certain things. You could probably give him some practice here. We'll put him down in a cook position. Mendetto, I think there was another person with really good gastronomy. Is it like level 4 or something? Yeah, Claudia Coconut, absolutely. Put you there. And then we want to get Bertha on this as well. Gastronomy level 4, service level 2. This is perfect. Put you at the bartender position. Now, at the very beginning, most people are going to go to the bar. They're not going to go to the restaurant. Some are hungry, but most want to go to the bar. That's the first thing they do on this cruise ship. So that's going to be the busy place. We want to make sure that that's definitely fully staffed. Taking a look really quick at our engineers. Available engineers, we have Benedetto. He is our level 3 engineer, and that's probably pretty good for us for now. So, whoops, that's not what I want. I want you here. Okay, so Barbara was our captain, correct? Yeah, Barbara was our captain. Put you back in that captain spot. All right, so the only thing left now are the 2 server positions at the bottom. And really all we care about there is service, although there is some gastronomy that matters there. But service is the biggest thing, of course, in this position. So Stephanie's got excellent service. We'll put you there. And finally, we have server and pineapple. Okay. Server and pineapple. Here you go, Mr. Pineapple. Although I do see Roxanne is very close to getting that gastronomy skill up, and she will level up both of these skills if she's working in a job that has that priority. So I'm actually thinking of putting Roxanne here instead. All right, so now we have all of our positions assigned, and we can go ahead and unpause it. And everybody will shift into their work clothes and make their way to their work posts, okay? Now, the other 2 that are not assigned to their position, and you'll see at the very beginning, everybody kind of teleports to their job. But as the cruise goes on, they will have to walk to the various places that they're going, okay? We saw a raft. There's a little raft over there. Now, some things will happen, okay? So, for example, we have 2 people over here, and they will need to go do things periodically over time. Emergencies can happen, right? Like this over here. There's now a dirty floor in the hallway over here. Yes, so we need somebody to go clean this dirt. We have server and pineapple. Let's go ahead and have you go ahead and do that. Now, I do wish this interface was better. This game features pretty much no right-click function at all, and I'm thinking there's a big missed opportunity there to allow me to like right-click this, for example, and pick somebody from a pop-up window instead of going into these, full menus like this. I don't like that. It would be really nice if I could just right-click and select somebody who is available. If specifically a list of people who don't currently have a position, that would be better, especially if I have extra people. And so you're going to see that a lot of these guys have these little hand symbols above their head. This means that they have been served. They have everything they need. We've given them what they need, and they're currently interacting with whatever item it is that they've purchased. At the top of the screen, we can see that we are at 11% in our distance to the for the cruise right now. And we have 1865 money. We are getting paid for everything that they're doing, but we also have to pay salaries. So everything that we just did where we have to pay people, that amount of money for each employee is coming out of our paycheck here as well. So it's part of our money. Whatever the difference is between what we are able to sell things for and what we're able to pay people, obviously that is profit. Profit is good. We want profit. Profit is nice. We can also click this room management tab here, and we can see how much fuel usage is happening here. I didn't think that this room was going to use much, but it does, I suppose. Maybe because it needs power. That makes sense. Some rooms are maybe power hungry. The pub is a little less power hungry than the diner. That makes sense because there's stoves and stuff. We have currently the number of passengers that are being served in this room, since there's nobody in here, I guess. I would think that as this person comes in and sits down, maybe this is going to shift to a 1 out of 16 now. It does indeed. It doesn't update right away, but it does. So we have our service quality and everything as well through here. So we can check in on that stuff as we go later. Now, some of these guys are going to start using their cabins, and as they do, the bed specifically is going to get dirty. It's going to lose durability, and all that stuff needs to be cleaned and fixed as we go through the cruise. So we're going to need to have some people, like over here. This one probably going to need fixed first. So we're going to have Pineapple come over here and fix this. Senior Pineapple. The other person that's down here is Roxanne Strawberry. So Roxanne Strawberry, let's have you maybe work your way up, and this one was just used. Maybe we can clean this. This one looks like it could be clean. We'll have Roxanne go ahead and clean this one. Okay. Now, I could accelerate time right here. You absolutely can, but bad things happen if you go too fast with time acceleration. So we definitely want to be very careful with this. This is a really dangerous thing in this game because some things can happen, like fires or just other types of events can happen, and those will happen in real time. So if the fire burns things down while you're skipping through at 8 times speed, you're probably not going to put it out. That's just saying. So you got to be very careful. Random events, like catastrophic ones, don't tend to happen, at least from what I can tell anyway, don't tend to happen back to back. So if you get a fire and you have to put it out really quickly, you're probably safe to hit this button for at least a little bit of time. But I'm not going to do that yet because there's nothing's bad happened on this cruise yet. And so anything can happen at any moment, man. I also like how we have basically a pirate flag on the top of this thing. So this is our pirate cruise. Although we don't exactly have Pirate Cruise music. It'd be nice to have Pirate Cruise music. Okay, so you can see that there's something happening over here. Let's go ahead and pause it really quick. So we have this little icon right here, and this means that there's a mess. Some sort of big dirt spot or mess is over here, and I can have Pineapple go ahead and clean that up because he is available, and Roxanne is also available as well. Now, these two are the only ones that are available at the moment, but we are going to start rotating crew because it's a very important part of this game is rotating crew. So let's have, maybe we can have, man, kind of want to have you guys do, let's have Roxanne, I'm going to have you clean this or fix that, all right? And then we're going to start rotating crew. So we have a lot of people in the diner right now, not a whole lot in the pub. This might be a good time to swap people out of the pub and to swap them to another place. If you start seeing a lot of people are sleeping, that's a great time to rotate crew as well. But you don't want to do it when you have a really busy building or a really busy room and move people out of that room. It's probably not the best idea. Let's go ahead and have Roxanne also clean this one. Now she's right there. Did we get Pineapple? Did you clean? It looks like you did. Pineapple's working his way through. So what's Pineapple good at here? He's more of a service guy. Looks like, yeah, more of a service guy. So we could get you swapped out with somebody in the diner. And pretty much everybody has done this now. So Stephanie has, she could rest, I suppose. She's kind of getting tired of this job at the moment. She could rest. So maybe we'll take Stephanie and unassign her. Okay, and then we're going to go into where Pineapple is. Pineapple's right here, and we could get you on this server position. So that just gives you a job to do that's more suited. So we'll start swapping crew here. Claudia is pretty good on that. I think she's okay to hold there. How's my captain doing? engineering and organization. So she's getting a little bit tired. We could maybe think about swapping you up. Engineer down here is getting a little bit tired. Probably could swap you up too. Gastronomy and service is another thing you could do. Is there anyone in the pub at the moment that has decent engineering? It's like Bertha could do it. Yeah, Bertha could do it. So we could swap Bertha. And yeah, we'll swap Bertha and Benedetto. So let's come over to management here really quick. We're going to find Bertha in the pub. We're going to drag her onto the engineer slot. And by doing that, we actually take Benedetto and Bertha and we swap them. So now Benedetto is going to swap off this position and these two will trade places. So by dragging someone from one position onto someone else's position, you effectively swap those positions. And I like that. We also need... let's see, guess efficiency, organization, skill. This is pretty good. Organization and engineering is okay. Let's have Raphael. Let's have Raphael maybe go to get captain spot. Engineering organization is not bad here too. We could have, I think Raphael's going to go to the captain spot. If you got okay gastronomy, and you definitely do. So Barbara is going to swap with Raphael. So let's go like this. And Raphael, you're going to the captain spot. So that'll swap them. Now, I'm going to pause this really quick because I want you to see something. We currently have, well, okay, you did just get in here to engineering. So you are actually in the engine room now. But if we had no engineer and we have no captain at the same time, we start to suck down fuel huge. You want to make sure you have people on these positions as much as possible. I wouldn't recommend, because you will use a ton of fuel, I don't recommend having both of them vacant at the same time, like swapping their positions and making them go like the full length of the ship to swap positions. Maybe one at a time. So now that you're on this post, we'll swap the captain. When the captain's gone, we start using 8.3 per second, all right? That fuel is going to drop a lot faster now because of having no captain. And then as soon as the captain gets on this post, we start now using a lot less fuel, like 50% less. Let's pause it really quick because a fire has broken out in this cabin and we need to do something about it. Now, I could have one of my spare crew jump on this, but since they're kind of far away and you guys are really close by, I'm actually going to have Klaus kick in here really quick and extinguish this fire because he's really close by. So Klaus, I want you to go and do that really quick. So he should be able to run on over here, put out that fire, and looks like both of them did respond, but I wanted to make sure that somebody who was really close by would respond. Now, as long as these little timers above their head don't get too far advanced, you're not going to lose any happiness from your customers. So this is basically their way of saying, hey, I don't want to wait, or basically how long they're waiting. And as this thing fills up, they get more impatient. There's also another thing in the game called VIPs. And VIPs will pay a lot more. They'll use all of your services, so you need to have as many services as possible for them. But they also will not wait very long. And so you must make sure you have great service for your VIPs. But you also get rewarded by that by having, having good money from them. Now, this person has a battery kind of above their head, and I've kind of let her stay in here a little bit because I wanted to have a couple of them. I actually thought the bartender would have it first, but that's okay. So we have Roxanne Limon. She's been doing this job for a long time, and she's a bit tired of it, okay? This is her tiredness, okay? She's gonna be much less effective at this job while she has this icon above her head. So Roxanne needs swapped out. Now, luckily, I've got the other Roxanne, Strawberry, right over here to take her place. So let's take over here. Management. We're going to go to Roxanne Lemon. And now I can't actually figure out... I want to unassign her. So I can't really figure out exactly what post she's in. The server right here. So it's the yellow server icon. That's what we want to hover over top of. So the other Roxanne, Strawberry, we want you to go like this. That'll swap the Roxannes, and now she can rest. When she rests by not being assigned, her traits will recover twice as quickly as they normally would. But again, the option to have her work another job and to use the other skills that she has will also replenish these over time. So you saw we had engineering is now being used down, but the other services from Bertha are completely recovered now. So gastronomy and service are ready to go again. We could put Bertha back in the diner if we wanted to, or we could swap her with this guy. Now, this guy doesn't have very good engineering skill, but it's okay because he can serve in engineering if we need him to. He's also got great organization skills. So what I could maybe do is swap Klaus to be captain. And then this guy could just be unassigned. But I really don't think that's necessary because I don't want to have a vacancy in the captaincy at the moment. I think we can make the rest of the crews with that captain. So instead, what I think I'll do, because I don't think it's that big of a deal at the end of the cruise, I think what I'll do is I'll just put Roxanne Lamone here back in here. I know that's the same 2 skills, so she's already exhausted, but she's had a little bit of time to recover at this point, and so I think she'll be more effective than this guy is at that job anyway. So we're going to take Roxanne and swap you with Klaus. So come over here and put Roxanne back in Klaus's position. And that's going to give Klaus a chance to recover as well. Now, as they work these jobs, they will also gain skills at this. They're gaining experience in these jobs as well, which is nice. And actually, Claudia Coconut has engineering skill. So how about I take Bertha and swap you? That sounds like an okay idea. Bertha in engineering, we'll swap you to Cook. There you go. Now, of course, we have one person not in engineering at the moment, so we're going to use a little bit more fuel. But the big fuel user is not having a captain. So this thing, you need to have this if you want to save fuel. So now we're going to swap, right? We have a different crew member, one that's exhausted on gastronomy. She's going to work engineering instead. She can go down here and fix things. Yeah. He's going to fix this thing. There you go. We were using a lot of fuel there for a second, but now that we have an engineer in there, we can get it all fixed up. You saw, if you can go back in the video a little bit, we were using like 10 fuel a second right there. So when there's a problem in this room, it can definitely happen. Let's take a look at our beds really quick. We could definitely use some cleaning on these, and you guys don't have any assignments, so let's maybe have you guys go and visit some of these rooms. Get some cleaning on these. I would really prefer if our crew cabins were on the same floor as our passenger cabins, but I can't control which cabin my crew will stay in, and I kind of wish that was a feature that I could do. If I could have my crew and determine where my crew stays, I think that'd be a better feature. Career level up. Seems like you got the basics down. Might make a sailor out of you yet. Sweet. So we got a new harbor unlocked. We can now go to Dubrovnik. But we have some special rooms that we really need for this, and that's a gym, gender-neutral bathrooms, large cabin right-sided, so we want large cabins from there. You may now select this harbor as a cruise destination, and we need these rooms for that. Okay, well, we're probably not going to be able to do that. Now, the goal was to get to 2.5, and we ended up getting nearly 3, so our reputation goes up. So we did a good job. We got our reputation. Everything is great. Okay, so if we wanted to do another cruise, we could go to the cruise planner and figure out which one to do. We have Athens. I think this is probably naturally a good one to do from this point because we have access to they want the pub and everything. So this is a pretty good cruise to do. It's also not that long because we're starting here. It's not going to be that long. So it's probably fine. And we could end up doing that, but we could also go to Dubrovnik if we wanted to. The thing is, like, I can't get those special rooms installed on this. We can also go back to Barcelona with a pub and a diner, and that's not bad either. We don't get nearly the reputation reward for that. Oh, it's actually pretty close, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is. Recommend ticket price is 81. This one here is 89. I feel like it doesn't truly matter which way we go. Obviously, if we were to go to Barcelona and then choose to go to Athens, that would be a much longer cruise. So I think maybe we try Athens here instead if we were going to do it. So I hit this. We can go back to build mode now. We have 6,300. And I believe we have... I thought we had access to a different room, but maybe we don't get the fitness room and stuff until... Yeah, I don't think we get the fitness room maybe until a higher reputation. So maybe we have to go to Athens before we can get that. So the only thing we can do at this point is add additional cabins. So we can go up to the top floor now, and I can just pop in a left-sided. We'll do a right-sided there, and then a left-sided here, and then a right-sided here, and then a left-sided here. And then there's some spare space there, which is unfortunate, but we might be able to move some of these rooms around and see if we can't use the spaces a little bit better, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's do the right-sided versions here and here. And then we obviously have all of this as well. Since we're not offering any additional services in here, we might as well just get additional people. And so I think what I'm going to do here, actually, is I'm going to come over to the Move tool. And I think I want to take the diner and the pub and move them down to these 2 floors. So kind of do this, and I can move this out of the way. Move this down to here instead. So we got this extra space on this floor, and if I move these over just right, there we go. So now I can have all these there like that. And this gives me more room for these, which I can now scoot this way. There we go. So I can add more cabins to my cruise. And I don't think it really matters which one I'm using here, but just... Oh, I am out of money. I did not see that coming. I legit did not see that coming. Okay. I thought I had enough to do all this stuff. So let's put the bar back at the 2nd floor then. So we've added additional capacity for more people, and I think that's what we want. If I move the pub down, it does get these guys closer to it, and so maybe that's a good thing, because it lets me have more crew on the same level as these guys. Man, I wish I could do something different here. Actually, it looks like I might be able to. Let's try this. I think this might work out okay, actually. If I was to move this down to here, 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 move you down to like this, stick the staircase here. If I was to do that, would I be able to theoretically fit in like these guys on the floors a little bit more organized? I think I have enough room for better cabins and stuff up here now. Oh, you don't fit there. I thought for sure I could get that to fit. I feel disappointed. Well, we'll go back to having the stairs over here then. I still think that's better anyway. Let's bring this back up, bring this over. And I could reorganize these all day, but to be honest, it doesn't actually matter how we reorganize them. So maybe I'll just leave them like this for now. I'll have this little space. In case you're wondering, there is a hallway on this side over here. So if I want to hide I think there's a way to hide the walls. Maybe not in this particular view, like while I'm building it, but while you're cruising, there's a way to hide the walls, and so you could see like how people are moving between rooms and stuff. So I think this is going to work out better. Under the keel is going to actually be the lower level of the bar now, and that way I get my crew like really close to the bar. I can switch between them on these a little bit better. I like it. In case you're wondering, you cannot move engineering and you cannot move the bridge. So these 2 things are going to be there the way they are. And also the entrance to your ship is a different color than the other 2, and that's because you can't move that either. So these things are static assets. The last thing I'll cover before we wrap this video up and I can get your feedback on whether or not you want to see another cruise is the upgrade ship button. And we can't really do anything yet, but as we get more reputation and more money, we'll be able to upgrade our Sammy to small, medium, and large. And then we can also upgrade and get a Helen. That's a different style ship, and then small, medium, and large there too. And the bigger, of course, you get, of course, the more services we can add, the more people we can have on board, etc. So everything just kind of scales up from there. So if I was going to do another cruise, I think this is how I would do it. We have same number of crew, same number of work slots. We have a maximum now of 13 passengers, which means even more shenanigans could potentially happen. Because of that, I think I would probably want to hire somebody else. We have a lot of people on this one. Bad things can happen potentially here. Let's grab somebody with okay gastronomy and engineering as a balance. I kind of like that. Is there anyone that is just really, really good at something like level 5 service? You know, something like that maybe. We'll hire you. And then I think maybe gastronomy's over there. Yeah. This is okay. Decent. I like Andre here. Plus, he's got a little engineering. You can swap him in there, too. This is this one right here, I think, is great. Maurizio is fine. All right, so I think this is what we're going to go with. We have Paul here, too. We could hire you. We could probably fire somebody else and replace them with Paul, because Paul's a pretty good one here. So maybe somebody who just has level 1s across the board. Like Raphael here, he's not that great. not as great anyway. He's kind of an entertainer, but he's got the organization. It's just kind of okay because I had him on captains, didn't I? I have other people that could take that spot though. I'm pretty sure. Organization. So Barbara, Klaus. Yeah, I can swap between these two. So we're gonna get rid of Raphael here. So we do that with just a double click, and then we can go ahead and grab Paul instead. He's cheaper and his skills are more conducive to what I'm looking for. Okay, so now I've got 12 people, 8 jobs, lots of extra people, and that's really important because these rooms, right? The beds are gonna go bad and they're gonna be stinky and smelly and all this. All this stuff needs cleaned as you're going. And it's obviously easier to do that if you have extra people available to go ahead and do that. So that's what we're going to do, okay? So let me know what you think of this game. This is Cruise Ship Manager. I really appreciated your time today, so thank you very much. And if you'd like us to sell tickets to this and see another one, let me know in the comments down below. You can also find a link to the game as well. It's on Steam right now. Take care. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.